Hi everyone, and welcome to this class on yoga for anxiety. We are living in some very interesting times right now, so I thought it might be nice to put this class online so that there are some tools available if any of you, like myself, are finding that these times are a little bit extra challenging. Even if you aren't prone to anxiety, it's likely that in the last few weeks there have been some moments, some experiences that have made you feel a little bit uncomfortable. So by all means, feel free to pick and choose from the exercises that we'll do in today's class. If you're more comfortable being in a chair, there's lots of ways to adapt the different sequences, the different poses, the different breathing exercises. So pull up a seat. If you're brand new to yoga, please remember, number one, yoga should never hurt. So take those poses that help you find some release, some relaxation, some comfort in these challenging times. And let's begin together. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position. Anything goes. I like to be cross-legged, but you might have your legs out in front of you. Like I said earlier, you might be up in a chair. You might be seated on a blanket or a cushion. Let your hands come to rest in your lap or at your sides, whatever feels best. And just start to bring your awareness to your breath. Just starting to notice how you're feeling right at this moment in time. We're not here to pass judgment on any sensations that we notice, but simply starting to notice how the air feels as it moves in through your body and out of your body. We won't do anything to change the breath just yet. That's coming in a moment. But see if you can follow a few rounds of breath right from the very beginning, all the way in, and then all the way out. Starting to deepen the length of your inhales and the lengths of your exhales, only as far as is comfortable for you. So working slowly and surely towards your comfortable maximum inhale and maximum exhale without any strain into your ribs, your chest, your neck, or your shoulders. And to start today's class, we're going to come into an exercise that's one of my personal favorites. It's a pranayama or breathwork exercise. And for those of you who are new or relatively new to yoga, you might find this exercise a little strange. But it has an immense relaxation effect on the body. So it's one of my favorites. I'm prone to panic attacks, and it's the one exercise that, if I catch it early enough, can help pull me right back out before the panic attack becomes more than I can handle. So taking your right hand, identify your ring finger and your thumb. Find a nice straight spine, whether you're seated on the floor or in a chair, and bring your ring finger to the outside of that left nostril. Your thumb will be close to your right nostril. As you're ready, use your ring finger to close off the left nostril and take a deep breath in through your right nostril. You might want to close your eyes. At the top, use your thumb to clamp off the right, release the left, exhale. Inhale through that left nostril. Close the left, open the right, exhale. Inhale through the right side. Close off, open left, exhale. Inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. One more round just like that. Inhale right. Close right, open left, exhale left. Last round, inhale left. Close left, open right, exhale. Release your hands back down to your lap or your sides. Let your breathing return to normal, and if your eyes are closed, gently let them flutter open, letting your eyes become accustomed to the light. And we'll start to bring some gentle movement into our body. So hands can start at your knees if that feels good. And we're just going to start to come into some gentle seated cat-cow. So on an inhale, find a nice long spine. As you drop your shoulders away from your ears, bring your gaze just up to the center of the room. Maybe start to rock forward a little bit, curving out the back side of the body. As you exhale, start to rock yourself back over your pelvis. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Let your head be heavy. Send your belly button in towards your spine. Move with your own breath. We'll take about 4 or 5 rounds, inhaling to come forward to cow, exhaling to rock back to your cat. Let your shoulders rise up towards your ears. Inhale, let them drop. Find space between your earlobes and your shoulders on the cow. As you start to exhale, once again, squeeze that belly button in, round out, separate your shoulder blades. One more round. Inhale, rock forward and up. Exhale, start to rock back. Draw your chest in, chin dips down. And then inhale, come back to a gently straight spine. No strain, very minimum effort to hold yourself up here. Exhale, find your root through your legs. Feel where your body makes contact with your seating surface. On your next inhale, rock yourself forward again, coming into that seated version of cow. As you exhale, start to make your way around your left hip. As you come to the back, pause here, find that seated cat. And then inhale, make your way over and around that right hip. So again, moving with your own breath, taking your time, just finding some movement into your hips, letting your head play as well, so dropping your chin as you come through the back of your circle. Let your gaze rise up to the center of the room as you come through the top. You can make your circles as small or as wide as you like, making sure that you're not feeling any strain into your hip joints as you make your way around. As you come through the back of your circle on the next time, exhaling completely, then inhale to return to the center. Exhale, rock yourself back, this time coming to your cat pose at the back. And inhale, this time come around over your left leg. Pausing at the top in your cow. Exhale to rock back and around. Again, drop your chin as you come to the back of the circle. Inhale to make your way forward. Don't worry if you get the inhaling and the exhaling confused a little bit. The important part is that you're moving with your breath and that you're remembering to breathe. Inhale, we'll take one more full round, coming all the way to the back of the circle. Exhale, drop your chin towards your chest. Inhale to make your way all the way up to a straight spine. Exhale, hands come down at your sides. On an inhale, sweep your arms up if this feels good in your shoulders. As you exhale, gently turn to your right side. Let that left hand come to your right knee. Let your right hand come to the mat or the side of the chair. Start to bend over towards your right, keeping that left hip rooted to the mat. See how far down you can comfortably come. Comfort is the important part here. Inhale, sweep your arms up. As you exhale, hinge to come down over your right leg. People are built very differently. Your skeleton might be very different from mine, so it doesn't matter how far down you come. Inhale, come all the way up. As you exhale, hands come right down over the front of the body. You might stay right here. You might have room to grow. You might lower all the way down to the floor. Take a breath here. Inhale, rise up. As you do, lift your arms up. As you exhale, turn and drape over your left leg any amount. Make sure that you keep that right hip rooted down. Find comfort in whatever position you land in. Inhale, rise up. As you do, turn to your left. Right hand comes to left knee. Left hand comes to the mat or the side of your chair. Bend to have a look over your left hip. Keeping that right hip down. Inhale to rock all the way through. As you exhale, let your hands come down to your side. We'll move into all fours or tabletop. So making your way up, hands should be spread, fingers are wide, wrists are directly under shoulders. You can come up on your fists if that's not comfortable in your wrists. Knees should be under your hips. Toes are either straight out behind or tucked, whatever feels best. And we'll come into a cat-cow child's pose sequence. So on your inhale, dip your belly button towards the mat. Let your gaze come up, but just to about the top of your mat. Let your tailbone rise. As you exhale, press into your hands. Draw your belly button up towards your spine. Drop your tailbone and let your head be heavy. Then keep pressing through your hands. Send your hips back towards your heels any amount. Your head may come to the mat. It may not. Find comfort in this pose. Take a moment here as you inhale next. Come back up through tabletop and right into cow. So gaze comes up, tailbone rises. Exhale, round out through the backside of the body and press yourself back to child's pose. Making sure you take a moment to land, but work with your own breath up through tabletop into cow. Exhale, cat pose, round out, press back through child's pose. Last round. Inhale, come all the way up. Drop your belly button down, look up. Exhale, round out, drop your tailbone and send your hips back towards your heels. Let your knees be wide apart or close together, whatever feels best. Child's pose should be a pose of comfort. If your head comfortably finds the mat, see if you can rock your forehead from side to side a little bit, engaging that acupressure point right above and between your eyebrows. This tends to have a huge relaxation effect on the body. If your shoulders are a little bit tense in this position, always an option to draw them back alongside the body. If your head doesn't quite meet the mat, always an option to stack your hands underneath or take a blanket or a block and support your forehead that way. If your arms are not already out in front, bring them back. Inhale to reach. As you exhale, walk your hands over to the right side, opening up through your left side body. You might even scoot your body over that right leg a little bit. Head hangs heavy, whether or not it touches the mat is okay. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. Pause here for a moment to exhale. Inhale, reach, and as you exhale, walk your hands over to the left this time, maybe draping your body over the left leg. Head is heavy. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. Exhale here. Inhale, draw yourself up to a tabletop, and we'll set up for supported sphinx. So if you have a blanket nearby, you might want to place it just so that it lands under your ribs. Otherwise, you can do this without a blanket, but make sure that there's no pinching in your lower back. As you extend out on your mat, make sure that if you have a blanket, it hits you right at the rib cage and not in your belly. Stack your elbows so that they're just a little bit in front of your shoulders. And as you inhale, start to draw your forearms back. Draw your belly button in to release your lower spine. Let your legs press down into your mat. And on your next exhale, drop your chin down towards your chest. Inhale to bring your left ear up towards your left shoulder. Exhale, roll down, pause at the bottom. Inhale, bring your right ear over to your right shoulder. Exhale to roll back down and pause. We'll do that one more time each side. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Exhale, roll down, making sure you take a moment to pause at the bottom. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, roll your head back down, pause here. Then extend your body so that one forearm lies on top of the other. Relax your legs, maybe let your heels come out a little wider. Let your forehead come to rest on your forearms. Crocodile pose. Again, if it feels good, you can roll your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, let everything go. Sigh it all out. Deep breath in. This time, if it feels appropriate, as you open your mouth, stick your tongue out, breathe everything out, lion's breath. Making your way slowly back up onto all fours, one hand under each shoulder, knees under hips. If you have a blanket on your mat, remove it so that it's not in your way. And then very gently, very slowly tuck your toes, press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take any movements here that your body feels like it might need, bending first one knee, then the other. Spread your fingers wide, let your head be heavy. Maybe wiggle your hips from side to side, maybe coming up on your toes, and then gently lowering down. Keep in mind, if downward facing dog is not your thing, always an option to drop your knees down and find a child's pose. Otherwise, from here, on an inhale, find length in your spine, and as you exhale,
Draw that right leg forward, placing your right foot down between your hands or scooching it forward. We'll release the left knee to the mat, keeping your left hand down. Inhale, sweep your right arm up, coming into a gentle twist. Exhale to roll that arm down, nice slow circles. Inhale, reach up, pause at the top. Exhale, wind that arm down. We'll do that one more time, pause at the bottom. Inhale, sweep your arm up. Pause in the twist, maybe open up a little more. Exhale, hand comes down, frame your foot. Tuck your left toes, press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog, take a break here. Again, child's pose is always an option, but let your head be heavy. As you're ready, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, step that left foot through between your hands. Taking any movements you need to get it there, dropping the right knee. Keep that right hand rooted down, left arm, inhale as you float it up towards the ceiling. Exhale to lower it down. Inhale, sweep your arm up, pause at the top. Exhale, lower that arm down. One more, just like that. Inhale, rise up. Pause, maybe open up a little bit more through your twist. Exhale, hand comes down to frame your foot. Tuck your right toes, press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And we'll set up for one of my favorite combinations of poses. So on your inhale, sweep that right leg up, just enough to bend your knee. Place that right knee down at your right wrist. Your leg will come across your mat. Let that left leg go straight out behind, setting up for pigeon pose. If this is not comfortable for you, always an option to take a block, place it under your hips or a blanket. You can roll that blanket or fold it as many times as you need. And as you're ready, option to stay right where you are, or maybe just start to release down any amount. Maybe coming to your forearms, or maybe coming all the way down to the mat. Pay attention to both that right hip. If you're feeling a lot of sensation to the right hip, draw that right foot back a little bit more. If you find any discomfort into your left kneecap, roll your hips slightly from one side to the other, just to find your most comfortable position. And then focus your awareness on your breath. See if you can slow your breathing down just a little bit more. On your next inhale, use your hands to walk yourself up. Coming back up to proud pigeon. Tuck your left toes just enough to release that right leg out to the side. Lower yourself all the way down to the mat, keeping that right knee bent to 90 degrees. Right foot is flexed to 90 degrees. Let your left arm come down alongside your body. Let that right palm find the ground. Cactus arms. Gaze comes to your right side. Half frog pose. Take a few breaths here. Bring your hands under your shoulders, bring your gaze back to center, bring that right leg down alongside your body. Press yourself up and back, child's pose. Take a couple of breaths here. And as you're ready, inhale, draw your body forward, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. As you exhale, draw your left knee to your left wrist. Let that left foot come across your mat. Let the right leg come right out behind you. Things may feel very different in pigeon pose from one side to the other, so move in and out of these poses very slowly. Explore how things are. Even if you're a seasoned yogi, things might be very different from day to day, especially if you're under more stress than usual. If you happen to carry your stress in your muscles, in your body, things might feel very different on any given day. Once you've landed comfortably, you can make your way into sleeping pigeon, any variation you like,
And you do not have to take the same shape on this side that you did on the other. So make sure that things are comfortable to you. We're looking towards finding the most relaxation, the greatest release we can.
If it feels good, always an option to bring your head down to the mat. Engage that acupressure point.
It's known as your third eye in yoga, but it's the relaxation center of the body as well. So it has a huge relaxation effect on our nervous system.
Couple more breaths here. On your next inhale, use your hands to walk yourself up, proud pigeon.
Tuck your right toes, send your hips up and back just enough to release that left leg out to the side. Flex your knee to 90 degrees. Flex your foot to 90 degrees. Left palm comes down, cactus arm. The right arm releases, right leg releases. Half frog pose. Take a breath here. You can close your eyes if that feels good. And bringing your hands back under your shoulders, straightening that left leg out. Press yourself up and back, child's pose.
Take one more breath in your child's pose. Really stretch things out. Bring your awareness inward. And then as you're ready, use your hands to walk yourself up. We'll meet in the middle of the mat on our seat. Legs come out in front. Find yourself into the middle of the mat. One leg out, the other leg out. Press into the sides of your mat to send your hips back a little bit. Flex your feet back up towards you, so your toes point up towards the ceiling. As you're ready, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Forward fold, any amount. Let your body be soft after you've hinged. Be mindful, you can always keep a slight bend in your knees if you're feeling a strain down the back of the legs. You can always support your head if that feels better. If you have access to your feet though, aim for the outer edges of your feet. Try not to pull too much on your little toes. The tissue at the bottom of our feet, known as the plantar fascia, not a fan of that. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. See what you can release without forcing a strain into any parts. And as you're ready, use your hands to walk yourself up one vertebra at a time, brick by brick. Head is the last thing to rise. Bend one knee, bend the other knee. Scoot your hips in just a little bit. And very slowly make your way down onto your back. Draw your belly button in as you come all the way down. And as you land here, draw your hips towards your heels towards your hips. And we'll come into a gentle bridge pose with movement. So as you inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead, lift your hips. Try to keep your knees from splaying out to the side. As you exhale, slowly lower down, hands come down. Moving with your own breath, we'll do 3 more just like that. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. The last one, just like that. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, one vertebra at a time, brick by brick, down we come. Arms follow all the way down. And from here, left foot to the left corner of the mat. Right foot to the right corner of the mat. Lift your shoulders to tuck your shoulder blades down your back. Lift your hips to tuck your tailbone to find a little bit of space. Arms lie open at your sides, palms are up. Dip your chin just a little bit towards your chest, finding length in the back of the neck. And either close your eyes, or if that's not comfortable for you at this time, Soften your gaze so you're not looking at anything in particular. Bring your awareness back to your breath and come to rest in Shavasana for a few moments. If the openness of Shavasana is uncomfortable for you at this time, always an option to go back to your child's pose as your final resting pose. Whatever you choose, plan on being here for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. Depending on how much time you have available to you, feel free to stay here as long as you like. If you're ready to bring a little bit of movement back into your body, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe bring your feet back together, point your toes, reach your arms overhead and stretch, making yourself as long as you can. And as you exhale, bend first one knee, then the other. Drawing your knees into your chest, hugging yourself in, maybe wiggling from side to side a little bit. And then as you're ready, making your way onto your side. Maybe support your head for a moment here in fetal pose. And then as you're ready, use your hand to press yourself up slowly, mindfully moving your way back into a comfortable seated position. As in the beginning of class, you can find any seat that you like. If you are coming back to cross-legged sitting, you may wish to reverse the cross just to have a slightly different perspective on things. Let your hands come to rest and we'll come into one last exercise. This exercise is a meditative type exercise, so feel free to close your eyes or just soften your gaze so you're not looking at anything in particular. Bring your awareness back to your breath for a moment. We're not doing anything to change the breath this time. Start to picture the ocean. It can be any color, any depth you want. But I want you to start to imagine yourself as a cliff on the edge of your ocean, rising up majestically from the waters below. Feel how stable, feel how strong you are as this cliff, looking down at the beautiful ocean below you. Feel how deep your roots go into the ground below, even deeper than the water in the ocean. Feel yourself sinking into your chair, sinking into your mat. Feel yourself growing the same depth as that strong, majestic cliff. And from your vantage point of your cliff, start to watch the waves crash in at the base of you. In your mind, you might see this as your legs, your feet, but just start to notice the waves as they come in and crash and then recede. Maybe you want to move with your breath. As you inhale, the waves pull out. As you exhale, they crash back in around you. Feel how still and stable you are, even though these waves are crashing around you. And some of you might think that over time, even a cliff gets worn away a little bit by these waves that crash. But rather than thinking of this as a wearing away, maybe think of it more as a polishing of your surface. There's a lot of waves coming and going these days. Things are unusual for everyone, no matter what you do, no matter where you are. These can be particularly stressful times, but we will get through this together. And whenever you face a particularly challenging, a particularly windy day, maybe there's a storm, I invite you to bring back this image of yourself as a strong, majestic cliff.
merely noticing the waves as they come in and out. And the only effect that they have on your majesticness is to make your surface just a little more polished. You will still be here long after the storm passes, stronger, more majestic, more polished than ever. And as this exercise comes to a close, I invite you to let your eyes flutter open if they're closed. Maybe bringing your hands to heart center if that feels right for you. I thank you all for joining me in this class on Yoga for Anxiety. I hope you found at least a little something in this practice that might be of use to you in the days to come. I'll see you back here soon. Thank you very much. Namaste.